Hey everybody. I'm making this video because I was asked about sealing mirrors. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown because I'm just making this before I have to run to work. There's a few steps. I mean, there's lots of ways that you can consecrate and seal a mirror and dedicate it. There's many ways. Everybody's going to have different ideas, different variations. This is one way, a way that I can suggest that's fairly easy. The first thing I suggest that be done with a mirror, if you're going to work with it, is you want to clean it, number one. You should wash it with maybe Florida water, or if you don't have that, you can steep some herbs for cleansing or consecration in aguardiente, which is it's like a grain alcohol that a lot of Hispanic people or Portuguese people, they drink it, and or even to anybody, even like Brazilian, South Americans, like lots of different cultures drink aguardiente. It translates to fire water or burning water. Burning water is really the truest translation. But you could steep some consecration herbs in there, and you can use that to wash your mirror. You want to steep the herbs for a few days, maybe a week, or even just 3 days or something, so that they get really nice and incorporated. If you don't have aguardiente, or you can't get aguardiente, you can even use rubbing alcohol. The stronger the proof, the better. The thing with alcohols that a lot of people don't really realize is the reason why they're good for cleaning and cleansing, not just physical cleaning, but cleansing too, is that for some reason, to a lot of spirits, especially lesser spirits, it looks like fire. It actually sets up like a fiery wall. So that's why a lot of times people will use things like colognes or alcohols for cleansing. So that's step one. You want to clean the mirror, wash it real nice. Step two, you should really meditate with the mirror. You want to hold it in your hands, and you want to visualize, the mirror as like this gate. Like, say it's here, you want to picture like everything it sees in the real world reflected back in the other world. So it's almost like this pole of mirrored things, like this beacon almost. So like if you were to put a candle in the top, it would create an equal candle that would be burning the other way, like a beacon, almost like you could picture like white light shooting up from the mirror where it reflects and then shooting down the other way into the other world. Or whatever visualization works for you to display that in your mind, that what it sees, it creates on both planes equally. You want to try to, visualize like that, put energy into it, that it is a reflector, that it is a magnifier. That's step two. Step three is really simple. Once you're done charging it and visualizing, you're going to make a really simple kind of seal. And you might have heard of this before, where people will write out an intention and then they cancel out certain letters, and then they use the remaining letters and they arrange them around to create like a seal. Well, for the purposes of this, I wrote down on a piece of paper, this mirror is consecrated and sealed and dedicated. I'm sorry, let me start again. I messed up. This mirror is consecrated, sealed, and dedicated. Nothing shall pass through this mirror, but what it sees, it empowers. I wrote that all down. Okay, you can write down whatever affirmation, but you want to say that it is, nothing can move through it. It is not a gate. You want to make sure, like I threw in, nothing shall pass through this mirror. That's important. Then the first step, once you have that written down, cross out every vowel. Go through every word, cross out every vowel. Then you're going to go through it again. Cross out every letter that repeats, start from the beginning. And like, let's say, okay, you have an R. If an R appears anywhere else, you got to X out the extra R's. Keep going until you have one of every remaining letter. And then you're going to arrange them however it feels right to you to create a seal. In my case, I arranged the letters. They appeared like this. It's going to be backwards because the video camera is going to flip it around, and I don't want to turn this too much because I don't want to be reflecting my whole house in it. But see, I arranged the letters of that affirmation, which was, and I'm reading off a card off camera, this mirror is consecrated, sealed, and dedicated. Nothing shall pass through this mirror, but what it sees, it empowers. That's what that means. I drew that on there with Sharpie after I cleaned and cleansed the mirror with Florida water. And then I sat and I, visualized and charged it to be, a reflector and to empower what it sees. And it's not a gate. And then I did this. And some people might be like, oh, well, in Sharpie, the Sharpie can scratch off. Yeah, the Sharpie can scratch off. But you know what? Don't get so hung up on the physical, because when you draw it, you're going to put energy into that. You're going to visualize, like as you're drawing it, almost like it's becoming incorporated into the mirror. You can picture it, for example, like burning into the mirror. Or you can picture as you're writing it, you can visualize that like it's seeping in there and that like no matter what, it'll always be there. So even if the physical Sharpie marker like scratches off, wipes off, washes off, whatever, it's still there. You still put that seal on there and that seal will stay. If you feel you'd like it more permanent, I mean, theoretically speaking, you could paint it on there with like enamel or something, but that might chip off anyway. But regardless, you want to make sure that when you put this seal that you create on there, that you visualize that it is incorporated, like it is burned in, or it is, you are etching it in your mind, or you are, it's the ink is sinking in, that no matter what happens, it will always be there. And that's pretty much it. Even with the symbol on there, you can still continue to work as usual. If the symbol comes off, again, it doesn't matter, because you don't need to see something for it to be there, and you should know that by now, in your work. As long as the intention is there, the energy is there, you sat there, you went through and you did your whole, right to seal the mirror, it is sealed. It will stay sealed. It's good to cleanse it from time to time anyway, because even though it is sealed and it's going to see things and empower things, over time it's just a good idea to cleanse things. Simple running through incense smoke is not a bad idea. But anyway, these are my thoughts for now. If anything else occurs to me, or if I feel like, there's something I need to add, or if you have any questions, you can, post a couple comments. I can address them. But this is one method, this really simple method. I'm sure there are a million, bazillion different methods to do this. But this is one that I would do and I would feel good about doing, So I hope this helps out with the question on how to seal up a mirror. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you like this video. I have to run to work soon. So I'm sorry if I rushed it, but there you have it. I will be back again with more videos, and I hope this helped you. Have a good day.